And people have asked for more videos on the HKs, so here's a neat one. This one's an H&K USP in 9mm, and this one, there's different ways to set up a USP. This one is set up for double action only. What that means is that as you pull the trigger, it's going to pull the hammer back, and then once the hammer is back all the way, it's going to release the hammer and fire, meaning double action. Of course, once the round fires, the hammer is going to drop again. It's not going to stay back like on a single action. It's not going to stay back like on a single double. It's going to always go forward with the slide, and that means it's a true double action only. It also means if you fire and it hits a dead round, a bad primer or something, you can pull that trigger again in case it needs a double tap on that primer. It's not always the best way to cure a malfunction, but it gives you that option. Looking at it, it's not very different than the other USP that we reviewed a while back. USPs have a proprietary light rail, which in my opinion is their biggest disadvantage. There's very few disadvantages to an H&K USP, and that's really the big one for me, because I like to carry lights, and this requires either an adapter to bring it to the standard Picatinny rail or the proprietary H&K light, which just costs too much for me to be a one-trick pony to work on just one pistol. Its magazine release is ambidextrous. It's on both sides. It's this bar that goes across underneath the trigger guard. That's its only other disadvantage in my book. As you close it, I don't know if it'll show up well in the video, but as you close it, and as the part of the magazine here that engages with that lever, as that clicks, it sort of moves, and it can pinch your fingers, especially when you're stressed and you've got a grip on the gun, and you know it's your skin or whatever is up in there, and you add a new mag, bang! It can be a little bit of a pinch, which is mostly a distraction, but it's a distraction when I don't want a distraction. Has standard 3-dot sights, so if I get it angled up here right in the camera, that would be a good sight picture for it. Nice and high, so if you had a threaded barrel, well, maybe not high enough for a suppressor. I was going to say for a suppressor, but nice and high though. They're protected. Something I like about this particular set is that you can rack the slide with the rear sight, and that's handy if you're in a situation where you only have one hand, or for some reason you can't get your other hand there. You can pull that slide back on gear or equipment or even your shoe. Real comfortable. The H&K USP is a big gun. This one isn't so big. It's not quite as big as the 45, I don't think. It's a little bit smaller in my hand. You're holding on to something. It's a big gun. A little bit higher bore axis than, say, a Glock, but a real nice option. You can see in the back here where the pins would go if you were going to leave this with an external safety. This one doesn't have it on. And again, I might be missing some things here. I'm not an expert on the H&Ks, but I do like them. Great pistols, durable, work well. And this one is the USP in 9mm.